So the general equation on the left, what you just used to plug it into your calculator, that's one form, but we have found in the last couple of days in order to graph and everything else, that this form is easier for us to use. Because if we have it in this form, what do we know?
Center point.
You know the center point and
You also know the radius.
the radius. So if we can get it into working form, we can tell the center point and the radius. So while this form is the form it's going to show up in a lot, this form is the form that's more useful to us. So we need to be able to transform it from general form into what's called working form. We do this using the process called completing the square.
I like how it's like right underneath it
And the title of the worksheet.
as well.
Alright, so here's general form. They gave it to us right here. Y equals x squared plus 6x plus 1. And they're going to take us step by step through how to complete this square on this. Now, looking at general form, what is this? What conic section is this?
Maybe.
We know 4. We know circles, ellipses, hyperbolas, and parabolas.
Circle.
No, because it's not two
Parabola.
It's a parabola. We've only done those all year long. Since September we've been doing this. It's a parabola.
Okay.
So the first one we're going to complete the square for is a parabola. The process is pretty much the same, with the exception of one step at the end of each of them. It's different, but the process itself is the same. Okay, so the first step that you have to go through is to isolate the squared term and its family. In this case, what I have squared is x squared. So I am going to isolate the x family. So anything that's not in the x family has to be moved to the other side. So if I look at my general form, this one is not part of the x family. So they are going to kick him out. That's why he's over here. Because he's not part of the family. Now at this point, you need to make sure that the coefficient in front of your squared value is 1. And mine is. I just have x squared, so that means the coefficient is 1. It might not be, but this time it is. So once you've done that, then you're going to find your b value. You guys remember doing that? B is always
Halving
with
the
your
square.
not squared value. So b is 6. I take that b value, half it, and get 3.
And then square.
Square it, and get 9, and add it to both sides. So I'm going to add 9, and add 9. Y'all remember doing this?
No.
Yeah, we just did a paper on this.
We did it in pre-cal.
Oh.
We did a unit on it and took a test on it already,
I'm gonna have to ask you.
back when we did quadratics. Alright,
That's
so
not
over here I simplify this, and I get y plus 8. Is everybody okay, knows where the 8 comes from?
Yes.
Alright, over
No.
here, are you serious?
The
Oh, no,
negative
there it
one
is.
plus
Okay.
the
Minus 1
negative
plus
one.
that.
Never mind.
Okay, over here we're actually going to factor this.
3.
Right. It's the halving step, but if I were to factor it, it would look like this, x plus 3, x plus 3,
3.
which I can write as x plus 3 squared. And now, in order to get this in vertex form of a parabola, I now need to move my 8 back over. So I end up with x plus 3 squared minus 8. So where's your vertex?
Oh,
3, 0. Negative 3, 0.
Negative 3, negative 8.
Close enough.
And which way does this open?
down? No.
Right. Up.
Oh my gosh, y'all are scaring me a little bit.
I don't have a start until this.
Oh wow, okay. Alright, so let's do number 1. We're going to complete the square, rewrite the equations. So, your first step, to isolate the squared family.
Subtract the 16.
So I got to move the 16, get rid of the 16, move it to the other side, because he is not part of the family.
That's the only part I know.
Alright, I bet that's not true. Alright, you have to make sure your lead coefficient, or the coefficient for the squared value is 1. Then, once it is, which it is, you find your b value, which is negative 10. Half it, which is negative 5.
Square it. 25.
Square it, which is 25, and add that to both sides.
And that that gives you y plus 9. Minus 5 squared.
And this would factor,
X minus 5 squared.
it would be x minus 5, which is x minus 5 squared.
Okay, it's gonna be like
Subtract
that.
the 9.
So, Miss Lynn, you add the 25 to negative 10x?
No, no, the whole point in putting that 25 there is to make this a perfect square trinomial,
Oh, okay.
so that it will factor.
Oh.
So we have 10 to get 5 squared, 5 to get 25,
And
right?
then we add the 25.
And then we add the 25.
Okay.
Are y'all starting to remember we did this after quadratic formula, because you can complete the square instead of using the quadratic formula. So, because when you come across a trinomial that won't factor, this makes it factorable. That's what you're doing. You kick off the constant and then you plug in a new constant that is factorable. That's what you're doing. We did this already. So your vertex is 5, negative 9. Which direction does this one open?
Wait.
So it's going to open,
Yes.
Earthward.
All right. Okay. Before we complete the square, what direction does number 2 open?
Down.
Right.
Right.
Opens to the right.
Because it's
Down is the new right.
Okay, so take a second, isolate your squared value and its family. Complete this. It's the same thing.